It was her perfume on my pillow, citrus and cheap desire clinging like a lie that wouldn't wash out. Not her, just the ghost of her, left behind in the stale air. As if even her absence needed to linger a little longer, she'd already slipped away, soundless and practiced, like a whisper through cracked glass. In the bathroom, the mirror caught my reflection mid-motion as I rinsed blood from my knuckles. Not hers, not anyone's, just the mark of a wall that didn't flinch. Still, it split the skin. It felt deserved. The apartment was soaked in a silence. That wasn't really silence. It breathed. It listened. It pulsed with something unsaid. She'd been gone for hours by then, but her last words still echoed. Her confession wasn't whispered. It was smirked, cruel and deliberate. "I needed a real man," she'd said, her lips curling into something that looked like a smile but cut, like broken glass wrapped in velvet. My friends laughed. A few looked away. No one defended me. I didn't either. I just stood there, smiling the kind of smile people mistake for calm, the one just before the storm, the one that never lands. I picked up my keys, closed the door gently behind me, and that was the last I saw of her until this morning. 30 missed calls, each one like a spark dropped on dry grass, one by one. A slow ignition. Betrayal doesn't stab, it seeps. You don't even realize you're bleeding until it's too late. Until you wake up one day feeling hollow, like someone scooped your insides out while you slept. We weren't perfect, but I believed in the quiet things, in the hum of her voice when she cooked, in the way she always left her hair ties scattered across my nightstand like breadcrumbs. Back to her, in that rare, tooth-bearing smile that only showed up when she wasn't trying. But something shifted. The fridge no longer held oat milk. Her phone started locking. She laughed a little too long at things I didn't hear. I remember the night I knew for certain. A birthday party, someone from our circle. She wore red. She never wore red. When she leaned in close to him, her voice low and intimate. Something in the way his hand found the small of her back said more than words ever could. Familiar, casual, too much. My ribs coiled tight around my lungs. I swallowed the noise building in my chest. That night, when she kissed me, her mouth barely moved. I'd seen more warmth in a stranger's goodbye. I used to draw her while she slept. Charcoal sketches, fragile lines across white paper, eyes closed, lashes resting like shadows, lips parted just slightly, like she was dreaming something worth keeping. She once found the stack of them hidden in a drawer and asked why I'd never shown her. I only shrugged. Some beauty is too delicate to hang on a wall. After she left, I burned every single one. Watched the fire eat her shape, her softness, her peace. Her eyes disappeared first. Always the eyes. Between 3:12 and 5:46 a.m., the missed calls came. Then the texts, "Please. He's not who I thought. I made a mistake. Just pick up." I didn't. Instead, I walked barefoot into the living room. Her wine glass still sat on the windowsill, untouched since the night she left. Lipstick faded, dust creeping around the rim. A small spider had built a web across it, thin as breath. Even the smallest things know when they've been abandoned. I picked it up, tipped it over. The web broke in silence. But it wasn't just her. It was all of them. The ones who clinked glasses at our dinners, smiled in our photos, borrowed our lighters and never gave them back. When she made her confession sound like emancipation, none of them blinked. One clapped her shoulder. Another chuckled and muttered, "Damn." I smiled too, but it wasn't real. It was final. That night, I went down to the basement, the place we dumped the past. I found the old showbox faded, dented, full of forgotten things, her necklace, a Polaroid of us laughing under the rain, the spare key to the lake house. She never knew I kept it. She never thought to look. Now, as dawn stains the blinds with soft gray light, my phone buzzes again. 33. Her name trembles on the screen like an apology too late. I step out onto the balcony. The city is quiet, a patchwork of shadows, and concrete waiting to wake. Below, a cab idles, its engine purring like something tired of waiting. I don't answer. I let the phone slip from my hand and fall. It lands with a dull thud no one hears. That was her mistake, thinking I'd break, that I'd rage, that I'd beg. But grief doesn't always scream. Sometimes it's the quiet scrape of a zipper, the slow folding of clothes into a bag, the toothbrush placed deliberately into a pocket. It's a man walking away without a single backward glance. She once told me I wasn't emotional enough, that I didn't fight for her. But love isn't meant to be a battlefield, and she was never worth dying on. At the lake house, everything still smells of pine and damp earth. Moss gathers at the base of the porch like a secret. Inside, dust drifts in the sunlight like memory suspended, weightless. I pour a drink. One glass, no lipstick on the rim this time. I sit by the window, the lake still and silver before me. I count the seconds between wind gusts and let the silence settle. Because sometimes the sharpest revenge doesn't echo. It doesn't demand applause. It's the life you go on living after they expected you to fall apart. It's the stillness that asks for nothing, the peace that arrives unannounced, the knowing that while her nights ring with regret, mine finally mercifully do not.